Welcome to Envision Radio from United Way of Greater Charlottesville and City of Promise and News Radio 98.9 and 1070 AM WNA, and brought to you by the Jefferson School Foundation with Markiana and Price, coming from the studio in downtown Charlottesville. Ooh. Today we are thrilled to be joined by Ariel Vaughan, Charlottesville native, graduate from Christopher Newport University, the host of its Time to Be You podcast, and founder of Time to Be You Coaching. She serves on so many boards, I can't name them and I can't start a list, so we're not going to name them here. She's going to talk about them later. But most excitingly for me, our 200th episode of Envision Radio. You can't get much better than that. They let us do this 200 times.
Wow. Yeah, that's too many.
They can cancel us once.
Yeah. They haven't even tried yet, surprisingly.
Look, it's going to come back to bite.
Yeah, probably. How many more do we have in us? Are we going to run out of people or energy first?
I've been always wondering that. Is there 200 more black people that can come on?
There's got to be, right?
There got to be.
I guess.
Just bring people back more.
No,
this is further than I thought we would get.
No, I'm about to ask. I'm going to start asking people random.
Yeah, right?
Grocery store.
Yeah.
I see your taste in tomatoes is really nice.
Yeah. I
think you would be a great guest on the show. They were like, what? I told you I want to start bringing kids on. I think it'd be so cute to hear little kids, and we're asking them a question. It's like, yeah, I'm in third grade. I want to be a scientist. And you do little early ed questions to them.
Like you want me to give early ed questions to children?
Yeah. I think it would be so funny.
When are you going to do that? When are you going to do that?
But the problem is the kids got to come in here and they got to be at the schoolhouse.
That's correct. The schoolhouse. Yes, the schoolhouse.
Yeah, it's like schoolhouse. I don't know how to get the kids here.
Yeah.
In a way
it's a little bit of a logistical issue.
No, it's like, do I want them to be in school learning or do I want them to be on the radio and give us some good content? And that's the dilemma I'm walking.
Well, if they come in, I think that's educational. So they're still learning.
We need to get kids. We need to get kids that are into extracurriculars or something.
Overvaluing our experience here. If you consider it curricular,
all the kids that do like the news in the morning for the school, they can come.
Those are high school kids. You do that for high school kids.
You can do it for high school kids.
Yeah, we're not going to get a bunch of. There's not a third grade news program. Yeah, they're going to nod.
Yeah, we had some people in here nodding. I was like, whoa, you have a nod for radio.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough medium. Yeah. All right, so we another Charlottesville native, and my favorite Charlottesville native question is just tell us you're leaving and coming back, and did you want to stay? Did you mean to stay? Give us the short story, and then we'll break into all the other fun stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I born and raised in Charlottesville, did the Cale, Walton, Monticello route. And I wanted to get away from Charlottesville, like, as far as possible. Like, I wasn't...
Because why? Like, boredom or opportunity? Or...
To all the non-natives,
yes.
Cale is supposedly Mountain View now.
That's right.
That's the name change.
That's the thing that's keeping me apart from really blending in.
Listen, you outed yourself, yeah. You would know that. Right? It's like that scene in Inglourious Basterds. But now that
I know, I can blend in more. They won't know next time.
You're a movie buff. You know that scene in Inglourious Basterds at the end? Yeah. Where he does the three? Yeah. And the three? Yeah.
It's like...
Well, now I feel left out.
Oh, it's a great movie. I mean... it's a great movie, but you have to like it. It's one of those movies that it's if you commit to it and like it, it's great. If not, it just feels like a slog.
It feels dumb. Yeah.
But if you're into that kind of Tarantino
I'm a Letterboxd
thing,
reviewer. Like, I be in there writing crazy stuff about these movies.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't even talk about the plot. I'm like, yes, Denzel, pay your bills. That's my review. I don't know. Of that movie he was in last year. That was from
Gladiator?
Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
I was like...
I heard he was really good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Denzel was the only... Okay, Denzel Washington was the only one who needed his bills paid. Everybody else sleeping, didn't need the check. Or I think, because they weren't acting like they really needed this film.
Interesting.
But he's a savant, so you know how he is.
He's great. Yeah. All right, so why? Was it too small, too boring, too...
I guess boring. I just didn't really like... I wanted something different. And I don't even know if I really knew at the time, like, what it was.
Like you wanted to be more in the city, or like...
I just wanted to leave.
You wanted to leave. That's how people are.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how you are. And also 18. I mean, you don't have... I was talking to someone about this the other day, that we... love at that age to be like, all right, go make these sort of like really tectonic decisions with not a lot of information and also like zero experience.
They give us that,
right?
I feel like you also feel like you've seen everything you can see.
Yeah.
Like you just want to see, if I can just go see a tree I ain't never seen. I ain't seen that tree 6 times driving down 29.
Well, it is that age though where you feel like, I mean, it's, you feel like you have a lot of experience and aptitude. And then when you're sort of our age, you're like, oh, we didn't know anything. Like y'all don't know anything. You haven't experienced anything.
I didn't know nothing.
right? And I think that leads you to be like, oh, I mean, all the time, right? Every kid from William & Mary was like, I want to go to the city, and they all went to New York, and we're like, yeah. Right? But it's just like, it's a romantic notion, and you don't know better. You're just like, I find this town kind of sleepy until you realize, like, it's, it's a little more complicated.
I got like 5 friends who's still trying to get out of New York from being here.
Trying to get out of New York?
Yes, they went to New York after graduating from UVA, and they always call me and be like, I hate it here. I'm like, just come back. Yeah. They're like, I can't.
My rent's $4,000 a month.
I'm like, just come back. You don't gotta be there.
Yeah.
They're like, that's my city now. They hate you. Just come back here.
Who's holding them there?
The amount of like metropolitan Stockholm syndrome is crazy.
No, yes. They cannot get out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He said he's gonna be back, but he's having a hard time figuring out how to be back. I was like, find you a job and get on the train.
Yeah, right.
Tell your mama pack up your stuff.
Learn an AI tool. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So we leave. Where do we go?
So started off at University of Pittsburgh.
So what? Why?
I don't know.
She took the school with the furthest distance from her hometown.
Well, no, but it's interesting, right?
Because it's very interesting because when I was looking at colleges, I was actually looking at like North and South Carolina. I wanted to go south, somewhere warm, different. But Pittsburgh, they kept like contacting me and offering me to come visit. Yeah. And they paid for my visit. So I was like, I'll come check you out.
Sure.
And then I,
so you were so generous. I'll just come.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah. But it was funny because like my two choices were my top 2 choices were University of South Carolina and the University of Pittsburgh.
Very similar institutions from what I hear.
SEC
in the South.
SEC,
yeah.
I know.
You could have seen Dawn and them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know really what made me choose Pittsburgh, but for some reason I did. Okay. And then
Southern kids love to go north. That's probably
I didn't think I wanted to. I wasn't even looking at schools up north.
Right.
I knew I didn't like the cold. But for some reason, I was like,
they're just so sweet.
I think I can handle it. I think I can handle it there.
Okay.
I could not.
Turns out, right. You were right the first time.
It was gloomy. It was cold and depressing. And I remember that was actually probably the first time I appreciated Charlottesville. Because when I told people, like, I'm from Charlottesville, everyone's like, oh my gosh, I love it down there. It's so beautiful. I'm like, what are you talking about? But then I first
what are they talking about?
Interesting.
But then the first time I came back home was in like September. Pittsburgh, it was already gray, like no leaves, like fall
we still got
had fallen.
Now
but I
came
came
here
and I'm like, oh, it's fall.
I've never seen these colors before in my hometown.
Yeah, it was nice. So, yeah, but so I, Pitt didn't work out, so I went to Christopher Newport University.
Yeah, better fit.
It was. Yeah. I kind of realized like the big school wasn't for me. I wanted something like smaller. And I think I did pretty well at CNU and enjoyed it and had a good time, kind of found my people.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to stay like either in the 757 area or like still again, I was like North or South Carolina, like somewhere else.
That had a hold
Okay.
And I just was not able to get a job anywhere else. So I was just like, Mom and Dad coming back home.
Yeah, sure.
And here I am.
What'd you major in?
Business with a focus in marketing, and I minored in Spanish, but I don't really speak Spanish anymore. So
that happens. My mama also majored in Spanish. She also cannot speak Spanish anymore.
I wish I could bring it back, but like,
is it not like riding a bike?
Not really.
Yeah, that stuff calcifies quick.
Pick up. I can read it a little bit, but I would love to be like fluent and. Yeah. But yeah, I studied abroad in Spain and came back and then I had already finished my minor, so no more speaking Spanish.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yep.
What you want to do did you want to start a business? Did you want to go into marketing? Did you want to do commercials?
I really liked marketing and brand awareness and like advertising. That was kind of what I wanted to do. My thing was always just like I would see something and I could figure out how to make it better. So I just wanted to make things better.
When you were looking, so you left school when you were trying to sort of venture south, was the plan still, okay, I'll come back here for like a second. Like, I'll just sort of take what I can get at the front end because I got to do something.
Yeah.
At what point were you like, oh, maybe I live here?
That's a good question. Because, I think I came back with like, I got to find a job. So I was still looking elsewhere, but I ended up getting a job here and kind of finding, like friends and hanging out. And, then I met my like now ex-husband. Yeah. Just kind of like, well, there's no point of going anywhere else. Like, I've got my life here.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And was that Was that like, I think it's sort of one of two ways. It's sort of like a slow realization, and then like by the time it happens, you're like, oh. Or did you have a moment where you're like, oh, okay. Like, right, like, cause for me, it was like, I was like 32, and I was like, oh. Like, I've been here a while.
Yeah.
Like, like, we're here.
I never left, so.
Right? Like, I don't know that I had that moment that it, like, hit me, but it was just, like, sort of over time, I kind of found myself being like, oh, like, now it's harder to leave.
Yeah.
Right? Like, now it feels
Like,
more...
now
yeah, kind of. And not even in, like, a regretful
you went
way.
around, and you still...
I did. And I think some of that for me, though, was I think I got some of that out. I got whatever the sort of the wanderlust is, because I did some of that. I'm also just personality sort of predisposed. You're different. You want to go and do stuff. You never met a stranger. I'm very much like, I'm good, right? So who are you? I mean, so her, every time I talk to her, she's like, I went to Vegas, I went to this, I went to that. And I'm like, oh, who'd you go with? She's like, strangers. I met someone on the train, whatever, right? Who are you? Like, were you that person that either in or after college, you were like, I want like an adventure, right? Or was it always sort of pragmatism? Was it like, I know I want to have a job, and the jobs that you wanted are typically metropolitan jobs, right? Ad agency stuff, all that stuff is DC, New York. Like, it exists there. So was it driven by that, or were you like, I want to go like be out there and like doing stuff? Was it an action thing, or was it sort of a practical thing?
I think it was just kind of like I just wanted to experience something different. And that's the other thing is like I think because of Pitt, like I realized like I don't really like the like big city. Like I didn't want to go to DC. Like a lot of people I graduated with, they were from Northern Virginia. They all went back to Northern Virginia, which is like, no, thank you. So it was probably like, maybe I picked the wrong kind of like career because I didn't want to like go to these big city places. Like that wasn't for me. And then, like thinking about like just being in Charlottesville, I think what was ironic is like a lot of my close friends who I thought would be here, they all like moved away.
That's the saddest part.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of like old time friends here?
No.
Are you in like a new group? Have you formed a new adult group?
Yeah, I had to form a new adult group. And so the hard part for me was when I went to UVA, there's like 30,000 people that you're friends with, and then all those people leave.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I stayed, and I was like, hold up. Don't, like, we grew up together now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's super hard for them to move to New York and them to move to DC. And I'm like, remember I'm here where we met. Like,
interesting.
Like,
okay.
Like you left me
So
here.
did you have a growing up group, a UVA group, and now an adult group? Like, is there 3 distinct eras for you?
Yes. I don't use, like, the people from my hometown, I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's Orange County. I don't usually talk to anybody from around there.
Right.
Like, maybe sometimes, like, on Facebook a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've really deleted all of the people from Facebook. Because I had to from my health, from my mental health.
Right.
Important. So I let a lot of those people go. So there's still a couple of people from there that I knew. But I'm still friends with a lot of people from my UVA. I think that is my core group of people that I'm still. So I still have a lot of friends virtually, and I talk to them a lot from UVA. Yeah. And then I did once they left, I was in a really bad place because I was like, please come back. I'm still here. Please, can y'all live here like I'm living here? Yeah. Don't leave me. But then it was really hard to find like friends that didn't go. So it's a lot of people that I'm friends with now didn't go to UVA. They were just they're just adults living here from other places, which is crazy. Yeah. And but it took a couple years. I really had a friend, my cousin, who also grew up in Charlottesville. She would take me to play. Like, she was like, you want to go out? Oh, yeah, sure, not really. She was like, come on out with us. And then she was introducing me to people. Then she moved away. Oh. And those people were like, oh, dang, we were her friend. But do you want to... Can we still be friends? You can stay. So I had to literally go to them and be like, hey, can you invite me to stuff? Yeah. They were like, you've always been invited. I was like, no, Maya was bringing me. Yeah. They were like, oh, we didn't know that you weren't getting invites. We thought you'd been coming to stuff. Right. So then it took like 6 months before they started inviting me personally. Okay. Yeah. And then I became friends with those people secondarily through my cousin. But that's how I made friends as an adult out of UVA. What
about you? Do you have sort of distinct eras? Like, did your childhood friends last into your college years or your college friend, right? Like how has that been sectioned for you?
Yeah, I think like some of my friends, like I, still have one of my best friends, like I started first grade with her. And
wow.
Yeah. I love when people can keep a friend from the grade school. I'm like, y'all are really doing it. Y'all are really doing it. I don't want nobody who remember me that when I was in 3rd grade.
But that's how I know they really accept me. Like they've seen me.
They see you in different points and they still want to be friends.
That's right.
Yeah, but I definitely have friends from like growing up, from college, from out of college, and now like people in my like adult life, which feels weird to consider having an adult. I was like, I don't feel like an adult still.
Totally. Yeah. If you are just jumping in, this is Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville and City of Promise News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM WINA. Price and Markey here with Ariel Vaughan. Big thanks to our sponsor, our friend, the Jefferson School Foundation, jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. We're going to talk to Kim about a video budget and a soundboard. I think that's what and show notes. We've said this for like 10 shows.
That's on me. I was supposed to be doing the research.
No show notes.
They told me to go research, and I have not done. Crazy. I've been at my house.
There's some AI tool. That's
it was like AI.
Thank you.
See? You can easily
fellow host here, right? Pick her brain for some options. So what was the job you took when you came back to town?
So my first job, my first big girl job was working with a promotional products company here in town.
Mm-hmm.
And I was brought on to do sales and marketing for the company.
Yeah.
But that also led me into bookkeeping because our bookkeeper left and it was a small company. And they were like, well, you just went to college for business. I'm sure you took some accounting classes.
That's how you get a promotion. People leave and you take their job.
That's how the young person ends up the IT person.
Yeah.
You've turned on a computer,
know more
right?
Than we do. You can do it, right? And I was like, yeah. So I ended up doing their bookkeeping and marketing and sales and all that stuff, and found out I really liked bookkeeping. I liked working
really
parts of my brain. Yeah.
Wow.
I was really surprised. I was always really good at math, but I never thought it was interesting. So
yeah.
I need to take a course. I don't know nothing about bookkeeping.
Yeah.
I think you've that ship sailed for you. I think, and again, I think that with the technology, it would not be worth your time to take a course. I think
AI got it. I don't know what AI gonna do.
There's a subscription that will do
books,
that will
AI.
do.
Well, I mean, that's why you still need to know what you're doing. So if AI isn't accurate, you can know it's
that is
not
true.
accurate.
That is true. You have to be able to read the red flags. So that job led you where, right? So you're doing that. Do you pursue that sort of quantitative interest, or is it just kind of filling time until you find the next thing?
So when I was still at my first job, I started a Mary Kay business.
Okay.
Which is skincare, makeup, and parties and stuff, which is also something I've never thought I would do because I'm not a skincare makeup person and I'm more introverted. I don't host parties.
You don't host parties?
So I don't really know what was going on in my mind for that either.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of
you're just having fun, girl.
Yeah.
You was like, you know what'd be fun? Yeah. Bookkeeping and selling Mary Kay.
Yep. Yeah. So I was, once I got into Mary Kay and really enjoyed doing that, I was like, I want to focus my creative energy on my Mary Kay business. So let me find a full-time bookkeeping job.
Mm-hmm.
So then I did, worked as a bookkeeper full-time. I was doing Mary Kay. And then it got to a point where I was like, I really want to go all in on Mary Kay, but this full-time job is taking me away from it.
Right.
So I left my full-time job.
To do Mary Kay?
To do Mary Kay.
Wow.
You must have been killing the sales.
Nope.
What? She was like, I'm sitting here thinking you're the top salesperson, right? Price, you're thinking she's the top salesperson, right?
Listen, I don't.
No,
I don't
no.
listen. I don't know that. I'll tell you what. I don't know what I expected. I didn't expect a hard no.
She was like,
I didn't expect absolutely not. I heard her be like, yo, it was okay, and I grew into it. I took a leap of faith. I'm just being like, nah.
No, I mean, I did. I was doing well with sales, and I was building my team, but I wasn't.
Oh, you built a team?
Yeah. I was so with Mary Kay, you can earn a car. I was on target to earn a car. And so, I was doing well, but I wasn't, making a full-time income to make the switch. I was just kind of if I have all my time to do Mary Kay, then I will nail it.
There you go. That's a business school. That's just the section of school we all remember is just opportunity costs. And we're like, well.
And you're trying to get other people to sell Mary Kay. Is that part of the business, right?
And that's what I really enjoyed most about Mary Kay was just the opportunity to help women see that they had an opportunity to make money and do something more with their life. That's what excited me about it. But I still wasn't driven to do more than I was doing. So I had to pick up some more bookkeeping gigs.
Back to it. Back at it.
Everybody need a bookkeeper. That's one of them things.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yeah, so I was like, if you really are interested in bookkeeping, look into it because everyone needs a bookkeeper. And yeah. I get requests all the time. I'm just like, no, I'm not really trying to. I mean, I am back into bookkeeping.
She said that's one of them things I ain't ever leave. I'm gonna be the president of a company, CEO 500, but I'm never gonna stop bookkeeping.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be doing my bookkeeping at the company.
Like
exactly.
Yeah.
So how did you get into small? Is that how you started with the small business aspect of your work?
Yes. So for a while, I was a bookkeeper for various small businesses around town, and I guess like I kind of like phased off of doing Mary Kay, and I got really into life coaching because like with Mary Kay there was personal development, and I like became such a like nerd about like self-help and self-development. So I was like, I want to be a life coach. I want to help people. And as I was kind of like looking to the life coaching aspect, at first I thought I wanted to help people build their business and help them do that. So I actually became a SCORE mentor, which is...
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you know what a SCORE before she tells?
I do not.
Oh, okay, I was say.
So it's similar to SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, but SCORE started off as kind of like a group of retired executives that wanted to mentor business owners. So it's kind of SCORE is a lot of like old white guys.
Sure. But they come and help you with your bit. You're starting this person starts a business, and those people are like, when I was a businessman, I was doing this.
Yeah. So a lot of people were surprised when I was just like, I'm a SCORE mentor, and they're like, are you old enough or like,
are you white enough?
But yeah, I became a SCORE mentor to kind of like work that like business muscle, but also like help with my coaching skills. And then I was at like this luncheon with the Central Virginia Small Business Development Center, SCORE, and CIC, the Community Investment Collaborative. And at the time, SBDC, they were looking to hire an assistant director and business advisor, and it was a full-time job. And I had been kind of like doing my own thing for like 8 years or something. I was like,
that's a long time to be doing your own thing.
It's a long time.
I was like, I don't know if I want to do it full time. But then I read the job description and I was like, oh, I get to like help, businesses. I get to help people. Like there's marketing involved and, some financial help involved. So I'm like, I think this could be like a thing that I do, and I'm willing to do that. So that's kind of how I got to SBDC and working with small businesses.
Tell us a little about your work with the Business Women's Roundtable.
Yeah. So the Business Women's Roundtable is a affinity group with the Charlottesville Chamber of Commerce, and I joined them like kind of around the same time that I joined SBDC, and that was kind of like I went to a meeting to just meet people and like start networking because I think I'd always been like my own little bubble for a while. I was like, let me put myself out there and start to talk to people. And I thought that was like a really great group of women that were getting together to help each other personally and professionally. And so I joined the executive committee to help with like planning. And then I served as co-chair for 2 years. And that position, like my like term ended last year, but I'm still on the executive committee.
How many boards are you on? I'm going to count that because you're on the executive. You're still on the executive board of the Women's Roundtable.
Yes,
right?
I'm on the executive committee there.
Are you tallying them?
No, yeah.
Are you actively tallying them?
Yeah,
I'm on the board of Heart and Soul Fitness. It's a nonprofit gym. I'm on the board of Mahogany and Friends Foundation. They provide financial literacy for kids. I am on the board for the Uhuru Foundation, which helps people like recently incarcerated or like they had been incarcerated and like providing home services and peer support and jobs. Those are the boards that I'm officially on. I'm also a mentor with the Love No Ego Foundation.
So like 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of local flavor in that group.
I know. Yeah. And those feel really diverse too. It's like, kids' financial freedom, and then it's like incarcerated, helping people get reintegrated.
Yeah.
Fitness, women's business,
like a little bit of everything.
She's like, any aspect of this community, I'm going to be involved.
Dabble, yeah.
It's like, we need to do better, so let me be a part of it.
Is that, by the way, if you are just jumping in, this is Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville and City of Promise, News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM, WNA. Price, Markey, Ariel Vaughan here. Big thanks to our sponsor, our friend, the Jefferson School Foundation. That's jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. Is that being here as an adult, is that did you sort of find you had to reinvent yourself? Did you leverage, because many of those people you mentioned are also Charlottesville people.
Yeah.
Jay and I went to school together. Robert and I played basketball together. Like, have you found that to be a welcoming environment, or have you sort of felt like you had to reintroduce yourself as, in air quotes, a real adult, right?
I don't think I had to like reintroduce myself or anything, but I think it was more just like showing up. Because I think for a long time, growing up in Charlottesville, I think probably part of the reason I wanted to get out was like I was always involved with like different groups of people. Like I had a variety of friends, but I didn't really feel like I like belonged anywhere like fully. And then like in my adult life, like I still was kind of like navigating and, trying to find out like where I belonged and kind of just going through like daily life. But then like I think in the past couple of years, and probably in thanks to like being in SBDC, having to like go to more networking events and being involved in the community and finding just opportunities, I've really felt more like, okay, maybe that's the point that I was kind of like, oh, I live here. Maybe I should really be a part of the community and really seeing like more of Charlottesville outside of the bubble that like I just knew, and really seeing some like real things that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see what I can do to, make a difference and make an impact.
Were you this active, and like, were you always just this active as a kid, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you were always involved in things and doing things in clubs in school, and stuff like that?
I did a lot of sports in school. I was on like all of the different like clubs and organizations.
Okay.
Like the school council, like government council.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Totally.
President?
I don't think I was ever president. I was always stuck to like the like. I guess maybe I have always been like this money person, because I was like treasurer.
You're the treasurer? Not a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm unlocking all these memories.
There you go. That's right. See, the stories, they do braid together.
Yeah, but yeah, I was an honor student in all of the honor AP classes.
Yeah.
I just did like everything. Very high achiever, overachiever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about your business and your podcast. You have a podcast too, right?
I do.
Talk to us
have
a little bit how you
podcast.
got into that and how those things work.
Yeah, so I started my podcast back in 2020 when...
It's long, because this has been going on longer than this show.
I know.
You probably got 300 episodes.
I took a little break. But yeah, like that was when I was first really like seeing myself as like, I'd just gotten certified as a life coach and really wanted to pursue that. And at the time, I was like listening to a lot of podcasts and like loved them, but I was also kind of like felt like I was like word vomiting on all of my friends.
And 2020 was the year podcast took off.
Yes, yeah. So I was just like,
That it was.
Everybody was at the house with a mic.
They sure were.
So I was like, I might as well
truly.
do this. Like other people are doing it, and yeah. But I wanted to like establish myself as like an authority or like a thought leader in the coaching space. Because like if I have this podcast, then people want to work with me. But then I got really into just like doing the podcast. And at the time, I started off of just like, I wanted people to become the best versions of themselves. Like, because when I was on my business journey, like, it's not just about, knowing how to run a business, but there's a lot of stuff you need to work on personally to like have the like motivation and the discipline and the confidence and like the self-belief in order to build a successful business. I was like really into that. And I was like, if I can help people from like the inside, like the core of who they are, then they can do whatever they want. So, I started that with just kind of like, in general, be your best self. And then I, realized to be successful at having a podcast, you should really like find like what's your like niche or specialty. Yeah. And so I realized on my own journey that like I'm a people pleaser, and like that's how I got in all those clubs and organizations.
Sure.
Like I just say yes to everything, and being a people pleaser caused me just like a lot of overwhelm and anxiety, and I just realized like that was part of me not being like authentically who I am. So that's why the podcast is called It's Time to Be You, and it's all about helping people pleasers take control and finally putting themselves first. So I was fortunate that I've like been able to interview a lot of people from around the world, like life coaches, authors, people just like sharing their story. So I did my podcast for about like 2 years straight, and then SBDC came along and like kind of just put that on the back burner. But so I'm back to starting to release episodes, back to starting to have guest, and I'm gonna hit my 100th episode any day now when I decide to release some episodes.
Congratulations, big 1-0.
Yes.
I don't even think, did y'all celebrate? I was here when y'all did 100.
Oh Lord.
We didn't even care. We passed right by.
I don't know.
Just like 100's not big enough.
We'll check in the archives. Yeah.
So you have to get a certificate to be a life, or what is the training for a life coach?
What are you looking at me for? Nobody should be taking advice from me on anything.
I was like,
I had my children. That was my version of being a life coach. I produced humans that I get to boss
I didn't know you need a
around.
certification. I've just been giving people advice.
Technically, you don't need one.
Okay.
But because like the industry was getting like really big and it's like, unregulated, I was like, well, if it ever does become regulated, I want to become certified so that like I'm good, you know. But really, it's just like learning some skills and like all I do is like ask people like really good questions. I'm really curious, and I really like helping people who feel like they're like stuck or feel like they, you know, don't have like the permission to just like live their lives how they want to, like see a different perspective and ask. Like I believe that you have the answers inside of you. You just need someone to help bring it to light and like help you notice your patterns, help you think about things a little bit differently.
Like a therapist.
A little bit, but it's more like, I always say it like, you know, a therapist kind of helps you to get to your kind of like stable self, like, you know, yeah, your stable baseline self. But then a coach is when you want to go like above and beyond that. Like you don't want to just survive, but you want more out of your life. Then working with a coach can really be helpful.
Are you a people pleaser?
You know, I don't think so. I think I'm displeasing people all the time. But what I told my mama when my mama was like, Marky, you're so argumentative. You be talking back to people. Is honestly, I think I don't want to be liked by everybody. That's why I can't be no politician. I actually like that some people hate me because they're bad. And I'm like, if a person that I think is bad hates me, I'm doing the right thing.
Okay.
So I actually don't want to be liked by everybody.
Okay.
And I think people who like me knows that I'm an acquired taste, and that's what I'm trying to go for.
Interesting. Okay.
I know you're like, I've never met a stranger, but I do think people are like, oh, she's doing too much, and I'm okay with that because I'm an extrovert. I think that people think about extroverts that way, so I'm like, great. Those people can leave me alone. I couldn't cuss because I'm on radio.
Yeah. But that's good. It's like, because that's how it should be. If you should be who you are, and whether people like it or not. And I always tell people like, if someone doesn't like you, that's okay. You're gonna find the people who do like you as you are.
Yeah, I don't. Did you think I was a people pleaser? I wouldn't say I was a people pleaser.
Well, so here's what's interesting, and I'm going to ask this question to both of you because I'm curious for both of you. Is that how do you modulate that in the places where you are, right? Your work life, your home life. How close are the Venn diagrams? How has that changed as you've gotten older? I would say that in knowing you for like 5 years, you've become less of one professionally.
Yeah.
Right? But you're certainly more one professionally than you are personally. And I don't know you like a ton person, but we spend a lot of time together, right? So you could tell.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so and I'm gonna ask you the same question, like how close do those Venn diagrams for you overlap? Or do you find that like in professional spaces you're much more likely to capitulate because of X, Y, and Z? Or have you matured through that? Sort of like talk me through a little bit about, you know, sort of how you find yourself, you know, just making your way through the various spaces that you exist in.
Yeah. I mean, I still tell people like I'm like a recovering people pleaser, so it's something I'm still working on. But I've definitely found like through navigating with the different spaces that I'm in that I feel more confident in just like knowing who I am and being willing to like fully show up as I am and not being so like self-conscious of like, oh, is this person gonna like me? And like really seeing it of like, do I even like them? Like,
Sure.
Yeah. So I think it's just really I've started setting more like boundaries and being real with people. Like I used to have this bad habit of, you know, agreeing to do things and then like kind of flaking on them and then like feeling guilty. Whereas like now I'm better at being like, no, I don't have the capacity for that and I can't do that or I'll have to give you an answer later because, you know, like just this past weekend, someone asked me if like, yeah, do you want to, you know, hang out on Saturday night? And I'm like, well, I've got all these things that I'm like, you know, I call it peopling, that I'm peopling like earlier that day. So I will have to let you know later if I still have the capacity to people. And,
right.
You're so honest. I just be like, yeah, I'll be there. Let's go out.
Yeah.
Have a little night.
Yeah.
So
that's
the two
like what gets me in trouble if like I'll have, because you said you're an extrovert, I'm very much an introvert.
I can see that.
It's always like my extroverted self will make these plans and then my introverted self is like, why'd you say yes? We don't want to. We don't want to hang out with those people.
Sure.
Are the two circles in this Venn diagram, one's like your professional self and one's like your personal self?
Yeah, or however many there are. I don't know that there's many other.
I think my circles touch, but that's, in my opinion, not about people pleasing.
Tell me more.
That's to me, it's like I am myself in my professional life, but I know that the self that I am personally is, not the person that's going. I feel like I'm argumentative. I feel like that doesn't help you in your profession. It's like there are a lot of things that I'm like, oh, I don't want to be seen as like arguing all the time or disagreeing all the time. And I feel like in my personal life, I'm a disagreeer. I'm like, actually, that's very dumb.
Okay.
But I don't think I do that in my professional life. I just don't think it's a way to handle yourself professionally. But I still think I'm myself. I'm like, fine. I'm not going to argue about that because I don't need to.
Okay.
But I do feel as I get older, those two circles are converging, which is not good. Because I'm like, oh, I'm so tired of this. I'm like, and so I give my opinion. I'm like, actually, I disagree with all of that. I know I didn't disagree 2 years ago, but I disagree with all of that now. And I'm sorry that I didn't tell you 2 years ago that I disagree, but I do disagree now. And I feel like I'm in a constant state of disagreement. So that's how I know my two circles are converging as I get older, because I think the older you get, the lines blur between like your personal life and your personal life, because you become one singular person that has both of these lifestyles. So yeah, but I think they definitely touch. I don't know if I'm exactly who I am at my home at the office, but I do think I am true to myself and what I believe in when I get to work and what I say I'm going to do and who I'm talking to and being authentic in the relationships that I have in those places. Mm-hmm. You seem like yourself for sure. Use one circle. I have never seen you be anybody else but you.
We have achieved singularity.
Never, not once.
I'm not good at anything else, And what is that old Dr. Seuss,
I'm not good at anything
right?
else but being me.
No one on earth is more you than you, And so I think there's a lot that comes with that, right? I think we've talked about this on the show. There's a confidence aspect. There's certainly a sort of perceived prestige aspect where, I'm sort of in a place where I could do whatever I want. But we had to.
King.
There were. I was explaining this the other day that there are like eras of your life where you sort of have to decide what's too expensive, right? And so in my sort of mid to late 20s, individuality for me was always the thing at the expense of everything else, right? Which is why I've had 5 jobs and been fired from 2 of them.
Look, that's what I'm talking about.
And so I think there's that thing, right, of just like there's always a cost-benefit analysis that you have to do as you're sort of progressing through the stages of your career. And I just find it interesting how different people cost it out differently, right? And everybody's too expensive is different. My too expensive was I could never feel like I commend a lot of people who are able to just like see the bigger picture. I was never great at that. I'd just be like, this is wrong. And it just sometimes just like, whoop. And then once that dam bursts, it's just kind of like, well, fine, there it is.
Yeah.
But I am always curious, right, of like how people modulate that and how, you feel about that as you get older, as you get more experience, as you meet more people, as you sort of, you are always building a reputation of, oh, I'm going to get X with this person. I'm going to get Y with this person, and how that shapes, particularly in a very small town, a lot of your interactions with a lot of different institutions, right? Mm-hmm. And so, is that a thing you think about that, like, people know you as a thing?
Yeah.
How close is that to the thing? Like, do you look at that and go, yeah, it's pretty close? Or are you like, ugh, no, I don't want that. Like, I'm trying to go this way and I want, right? Because I think about in a very familiar town, a town you grew up, a town where you have history academically and now professionally, like, are there times where you're like, I'm trying to get away from that? Or do you feel like you're like, no, I'm on the right path. I'm going to keep sort of solidifying the things that I'm doing?
Yeah, I think it's, people see me as I am in a way like I want them to see me. And I think what was interesting, like I remember when I first started SPDC and I had just, been working on this podcast where I was like a lot, like very like vulnerable and I shared a lot and I felt a little weird kind of still sharing, but also supposed to be like someone's like business advisor and like being professional. And it's just like, how do I kind of balance like, I want to like help this person, but then what if they come across me out in the wild?
That's how the radio was with me at first. I was like, oh, I'm on the radio talking, just being my house self. They're going to find me.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to know. But
they're gonna know.
But
They did know really fast.
But the more I was just like, you know what? Like, this is who I am. And, you know, like when it was advising people, you know, they'd ask me about myself. And of course, I'm not going to like, this is not my session, it's yours.
Don't try and trick me into talking about
apologizing me.
But then as I would actually like become like close to my clients and like we followed each other and they could like see me, it was kind of like they would still see like the aspects of me, but I think they would appreciate me even more for like what I would share and like, you know, that I was vulnerable with things and people like see me as inspiring. So I feel like they, you know, I was like maybe trying to keep them separate, but like
You
really
always try.
Yeah.
But they're magnets pulling
yeah.
towards each other. Your podcast vulnerable self and your business professional self.
And I think that it's also like, you know, really owning who you are and like looking at your strengths. Like Marky, you said like about you being like disagreeing all the time. Like I feel like that's powerful. And like
It has become very powerful.
Yeah. Like I used to always keep my opinions to myself.
Me too.
Like not say a lot like at work, but then I just started like letting it out. Like this is
we Christ taught me. This is my mentor.
Don't blame that on me. Don't blame
He's my mentor. When he was there, I didn't have to do it. He was doing enough for both of us.
Yeah.
I don't want to be liable for any of this.
But so when I first started the radio, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get on this radio. I can't say, I gotta be the person I left the office at.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very scary. I was like hoping no one at the office was listening to the episodes. I was like, they were. Oh, they were listening. And they were like, oh, Marky, like, you're so different on the radio.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I was like, what? They're like, that's not who you are at the office.
Yeah.
And so I think the radio has been very helpful to be like, when that happened, somebody was like, oh, you're different. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. But I guess your mind's telling you in at the office. You're at the,
Yeah.
but this is work. And so after that, I was like, oh, great. I'm not fired, and I was myself on the radio.
Yeah.
I can keep doing it. You don't hate that person that you heard on the radio? They're like, what? No, it's just different. I was like, oh, I can be that, but then I can be that person more at the office. But I think you're scared at first to be that person at the office, to be this big, grandiose voice that's loud on the radio, and then they're like, oh, no, it's cool. Like, we like hearing you be that way. And I'm like, oh, great, and I'll bring it back.
Yeah. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it pushing. Yeah. Speaking of, if you're just joining us, this is Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville and City of Promise News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM WINA. Price and Markey here with Ariel Vaughan. Big thanks to our sponsor, the Jefferson School Foundation. Proud owner of the Jefferson School City Center, where education, innovation, and community engagement come together. That's jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. Ooh. So, how has building the business been, right? And it seems like your professional history is, sort of a tale as kind of like, I did my own thing and then I sort of did a more stable thing, but then I got bored with that and I did my own thing and I did and then went back to doing a more stable thing. And so are you
still doing bookkeeping?
Are you right? So like, are you in a more permanent phase of entrepreneurship? Are you still kind of like sort of like perpetually dabbling? I mean, where do you find yourself on that continuum now?
Yeah. So I think like towards the end of last year, I just had this realization, like, I need to get back into my podcast, into being a coach. And like, that is where I see more of my gifts. Like I know I was a great business advisor and I really enjoyed that. But like the sessions that I would always enjoy most were just like helping people like have some confidence in themselves and helping them kind of think differently about what they were doing. So I was like, I think it's time for me to like really start putting some more intentionality behind my coaching business. And it kind of just worked out that like my plan was to kind of to go part-time, but then I ended up getting a part-time bookkeeping role. And so that's kind of, especially because like how my brain works and like the whole introvert extrovert thing, it really helped for me to have all right, I'm going to do part-time bookkeeping to, not use my peopling extrovert side, but, enjoy those number sides and have some stable income. But I really am starting to like put myself out there and like letting people know I am a coach and I have a podcast and I'm open to speaking engagements and I'm building this brand. So yeah, it's still at like the early stages because I like have just transitioned into doing this. So it's, I haven't been putting like all of my effort into it, but I've been taking some steps and yeah, I'm excited about like where the future holds. And it's also like, saying what you want and putting it out there, like people are like, oh
Speak
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's like I am getting opportunities, and I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If people wanted to reach out to you, learn more, hear your podcast, be life coached by you, how can I get in touch with you?
So I have a website. It's timetobeyou.com. And my podcast is on all of the platforms. It's Time to Be You. I'm on social media, Ariel Vaughan. Super active on Instagram. It's Beautiful Chick, like BEYOUTIFUL chick. And that comes from like my initial like side gig was having a blog called beautifulchick.com.
Really? Are we talking like Tumblr era blog, or are we sort of not out of that?
I mean, it was like I think on like the end of Tumblr.
Okay.
It was not a Tumblr.
I miss
blog,
Tumblr.
but, yeah. It was kind
Were you
of
a Tumblr
like,
person?
I didn't. So I wasn't when Tumblr was popular. I don't think I was old enough to be there, but I was on there looking at stuff. I never posted and made stuff and was blogging, but I was following pages and like, oh, this is so indie.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Does that project still, and do these projects all exist? Has that one been sunsetted? Are you in full on writing and multimedia and all that kind of stuff? For you, where is your energy going?
Yeah. I still am kind of doing a little bit of everything. So but under the It's Time to Be You umbrella. But I have been like getting back into writing, and like I'm on Substack and all of that. But, yeah. The main focus is, just like everything I do, I just really want to help people live a more authentic and fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it can be found on like itstimetobeyou.com.
Yeah.
Be who you are for your pride.
What is happening?
Like, I don't know.
I liked where it started.
Yeah, well,
I was like, oh, am I about to get like a podcast?
It's like a meme video.
Are you pitching a theme song? Is that what's happening?
No, that's somebody's meme. That's a meme video.
Do you have intro music to your podcast? Because you do now.
We need music.
Yeah.
And we need outro music. That was
Outro
that was
music.
the outro.
Again, we have
music.
no music budget. We have no licensing.
We have the budget of our hearts.
Licensing agreements.
They're like, because I have like a little jingle on my podcast.
Do you?
Did you got it from YouTube or where?
Yeah, like so from some like free site that was like, you can use this music.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
That's all we need.
We just need to find someone we can pay
There's
some
tools.
royalties to.
We need somebody to send us a cease and desist. That will get us really popular.
A cease and desist?
All publicity is good publicity.
Who would be ceasing or desisting
Beyonce
us?
sending us a cease and desist would be very good marketing. You're like, yep, she told us to stop using the music. We are going to. Thanks, Beyonce. We won't use it anymore. That would be good marketing.
That's interesting.
That'd
We
be
went straight to
something.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
I didn't want to name anybody.
Sure.
Sounds like
I
you're
didn't wanna-
starting rumors to get some fake publicity.
Yes, that's exactly what. Look, we're in the era of saying whatever you want. So
I can
let's
say
capitalize on
whatever
that.
I
We can
want.
say whatever.
And it's true.
Whatever we want. So just put that out there in the airwaves. We are in a weird zeitgeist where just say it. It's fine. Like, right? The checks and balances gone. Is your entrepreneurial work, are you still keeping up with all your other stuff? Like, how are you parsing time? Are you still continuing to do your mentoring and do your board, fulfill those responsibilities? Is that all staying?
It is. Yeah.
Are you not taking your own advice that you're giving to people?
I told you, recovering.
But sure, but talk a little bit about that, right? Because I think it's really interesting. I think largely what I would assume is that, the theory of change has to do with, like you talked about, authenticity and understanding yourself and your energy and where you are, where you are energized and where your gifts are. It seems like, and I certainly don't say this accusatorily, but it seems like you are living a slightly different version of that reality for yourself as someone who wants to be very active and wants to be very community involved. But time is the one resource that is very finite, right? Yeah. So how do you sort of regulate, and again, I'm a parent. It is the ultimate do as I say, not as I do enterprise, right? So, but is some of it just that kind of like, is there dissonance for you of like, I would have never coached myself to do what I'm doing, right? But this is sort of, are you able to dissociate in that way whereby like you look at some of the advice you give and you're like, huh.
Sometimes when I've been coaching people and I'm hearing the words coming out of my mouth, I'm like, this was a good reminder for myself. Like, I also needed to hear this.
Sure.
Because, I'm still on my journey. I think that's, like, part of the reason that, like, I have my podcast and want to coach people is because it is kind of like, I've had this experience. I want you to learn from it so you don't go down like the same path that I went down. And like, yes, I'm still like working through some stuff, but I'm trying to make it so like other people don't experience, some of the things that I've experienced, like stop them before it gets started. So yeah, I'm still trying to like take my own advice. And I am like learning about like, myself and like what I enjoy and finding like, what do I need to do to recharge and reset. But I think one of the things that is like frustrating about myself is like, yes, I'm an introvert and I need a lot of time to recharge, but I love helping people so much that it's like, I want to do all the things.
And you say yes,
but I've
to
got
a lot
to
of things.
remind myself of like, okay, I need to take this night off, or I need to, be able to like working out is something that like really helps like fuel me and like go for a run or get outside and just like sit and have moments for myself to kind of get those like little moments of self-care so I can like keep going.
The old reluctant extrovert.
Yes.
What is it? It's like, I'd like to go. What is it? It's like, I want to be outside, but I'd rather not. I saw someone with something about that was like, in your sort of experience, again, with sort of kids and adults, are there similarities? Is there linearity there? Does what you do with young people or older people inform what is there, again, as we talk about kind of braiding the things together, are these experiences complementary, or do you find them to be largely like, I got to go over here and do this, I got to go over here and do this, or is there kind of an opportunity to puzzle them together in a way that's like, oh, a lot of what I'm seeing in the work that I'm doing with adults are sort of reverberations of some of the things that I'm working with some of these young people on, right? Do they come together in a way that's sensible?
Oh, for sure. Because I think so much of, who we are as adults, it stems from who we were as children, and a lot of the things that we've dealt with, a lot of, I always hate saying like trauma, but like we've all had like our sense of trauma, like things that we didn't know how to handle as kids or that we went through. And so it's like one of the reasons that I really got interested in Love No Ego and wanting to be a mentor. I was just like, oh, I can help children, navigate some things and be there for them so that they learn it while they're still young and developing, so that when they, grow up, they know how to handle themselves. They know how to emotionally regulate. They know like that they're like worthy enough and they don't have to like, just accept everything. But yeah, like a lot of adults, we struggle with that stuff because we never learned it, when we were younger. It wasn't something that you really talked about. So yeah, it's like we're all dealing with the same thing. Even like, like my kind of target is, people like 30 to 50, but I still like talk to people like outside of those ranges. Like, I'm still dealing with this. And I'm like,
sure.
So just like we all have our things. And I think it's just kind of like human nature to kind of work through these things.
What do they say? The habits you build at 4, the battles you fight at 14.
And 40.
Right?
Yeah. 40. Yes.
Yeah. Anything else for folks before we let you out of here? What else? What questions we didn't ask? What else should people know? What is the leave us on some wisdom.
Life
here.
coach the audience.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Life coach us.
Yeah, let's do that. If you could, let's do this, right? If you could give
everybody.
It's a 2-parter.
Okay.
All right. What is the most salient or memorable or useful sort of piece of advice that you've gotten? And then I will say, as we sort of spin into that, is there advice that you would give yourself reflexively, right? So if you're thinking about, okay, you have 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say to younger Ariel about whatever, right? Knowing what you've known, the experiences that you've had, right? You are allowed to be you right now with all of that knowledge, right? You have to talk to younger you, and maybe it's you being like, don't go to Pittsburgh, right? But, whatever it is, right? Is there stuff that you've learned that you would impart on you, but then also has there been someone, or have you picked up a thing that has really shaped, right, the way that you move and sort of your version of the world?
Yeah, that's such a good question and a lot to reflect on. Let's see, a couple things that come to mind are to fail more along the way. Like with all of my like overachieving, it was very perfectionist based.
Were you not trying things that you didn't think you'd be good at?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like I was kind of like naturally gifted at a lot of things, so I just like pursued those things.
Really? You like that too?
Yeah. And
I'm
if I
gifted.
started something,
Oh, just that part, not the.
I was good at. I only did things I was good at.
She's saying open yourself to experience. You're just
No,
like, I
I'm
wish
just
I
like-
was worse at stuff.
but yeah, I think there were things that like I didn't try because I was like, I don't think I'd be good at it, or fear of like the judgment and like what will people think. So just kind of acting more out of like, it's okay to fail and make mistakes, and at the end of the day, no one's really gonna care what you're doing. And then to like not settle in a sense. Right now I'm like really big on worthiness and feeling worthy and like enough. And I think a lot of things that I've accepted in the past was because I didn't feel like worthy of more. So like that reminder of like, you're worthy of like what you want. You don't have to settle, sort of thing. And to be you, to be authentic, and like owning the gifts that you have in the world, and also giving yourself permission. I think a lot of times we are waiting for someone else to say like, yeah, it's okay for you to start that business. It's okay for you to wear that outfit. It's okay to, go travel or move. Like, give yourself permission to do what you want. Like, you don't need anyone else's permission. And one of the things I say is, like, you don't need my permission, but I will give you the permission that you need until you can have it for yourself.
What about you?
I think I also was a person who didn't like. I think failure was I think I'm still afraid of failure. I think I'm trying to be the best. And
Really?
I think I'm a person who makes small mistakes and makes them into mountains. I was like, absolutely. I am my hardest critic. Because I'm not worried about other people. I'm trying to people please me. I'm trying to. So I think my whole life has been, being an overachiever, trying to be the best in every place that I'm in. And all the small mistakes that I've ever made have literally become like, I always feel like, I was crying to you last week.
You're a catastrophizer?
Yes. I'm like, oh my God, I just booked 2 people. I'm going to break down in the middle of the studio because every little mistake I make is so monumental to me because I don't want to be making mistakes all the time. So I think
you need to do some dumber stuff in public me. Then.
Yeah, I think I would benefit from having failed a little more as a young person. But now that because I didn't, I take those little, they're not even losses, they're just little mistakes, and I take them very seriously. So I agree with, I don't want to fail, obviously. I don't want to make no mistakes, but if that would have helped me be a better person, I probably would have. I probably need you as a life coach. I probably think I would be in a different, I probably would be in a higher place, because I think being so worried about making those little mistakes has made me not take risks.
You've not shot some shots that you would have made.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm like, no, that's too big of a shot. I could probably might miss that. And to me, it's not about, I can shoot another shot. It's like, if I don't make that first one, then I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do it. That means I need to go back into the gym. I need to lift some weights until I feel confident that I can shoot the shot. So all the things that could have took 1 year could take 5 years now, because I need to be over prepared before I take the risk and the shots that I take. And I come to them with, they're not risks anymore. Yeah. Unless somebody pushes me off a cliff.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think taking more risk is something that I think I'm taking, probably not any risk, but I'm hoping that I'm taking more risk and going out and say, I want to do these things more.
Right, but you're saying that you're over preparing to the point where it's not a risk at all.
It's not a risk at all. I don't take, actually, all the things I do, all the things that seem like risks, that's fake. They're not risks, actually.
Like,
I'd already calculated.
Interesting. Okay.
All the risks people think I'm taking, actually, I wanted to take 2 years ago, and now they're not risks.
One of the things
That's
that
illuminating.
I tell myself is everything will work out for me. I used to always super worry about everything.
I super worry about everything.
So anxious.
Very anxious.
When I have a lot going on, I'm just like, everything will work out for me. And you know what? It does.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm a huge worrier. People don't believe me when they think because I'm an extrovert and I'm doing things that seem like I'm talking to strangers.
Sure.
None of that is a risk because I've already know how to do that.
Sure.
I'm always anxious. It's like, the quote that from the Hulk, and when the redhead, the one who he be fighting in the Marvel. Yeah. I don't know her name, girl. The one who's close with the Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay. And she goes to Bruce Banner and she says, so, like, what is your secret? Like, how do you control your anger? And he was like, Oh, my secret is I'm always angry.
I'm always angry.
Yeah. That the secret is, how are you doing other things? I'm always anxious.
Yeah.
Oh, you seem super chill on the stage. Nope. Mm-hmm. I was actually very afraid.
Yep.
Really?
I'm just really good at it.
Yeah.
Like,
I resonate with that so much.
Yeah. My secret is I'm always anxious.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's how I'm not anxious, because I'm always anxious.
Yeah, your baseline is always
anxious.
Yeah. Wow. It's a good one to end on.
Yeah. Bruce and them.
Yeah. And then
What's her name? What's her name?
Is that Scarlett Johansson?
Yes,
is that her?
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, with that, my friends, Ariel, thanks for joining us. If you guys have ideas for the show, want to contact us, or on social media on all platforms at United Way, at City of Promise. The inbox is open, envision at unitedwaycville.org. Who should we have on this show? Who do we need to talk to at our next 200 episodes? We get support from folks like you, so if you like what you hear, share with your friends, your colleagues, people in the gas station, whoever you got, subscribe in your favorite podcast platform. People should review this thing. Give us reviews, rate it, subscribe. Tell us if you like Marky's stories.
There's a function on the site to have people review, but
Totally.
it's off because it's off.
You know what?
No, I thought about it the other day. I saw it and I was uploading it. I was like, it says let people review. I was like, I don't.
You know, you can have people leave voice memos.
Ooh, we should have people call in and ask questions.
There's a function for reviews. I was like, actually, do I want to know?
All right.
Do I care?
Well, if you have also features that we should add, let us know, and Ariel's going to help Marky figure out show notes. Best way to support us is consider making a contribution to City of Promise, United Way, Greater Charlottesville, any of our other wonderful nonprofits here in town. That's how we continue to do our community-based work. And, of course, this show. Big thanks to our sponsors, our friends, Jefferson School Foundation. That is jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. Reimagined, redefined, refueled for the future. Hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Did I tell you I went to the father-daughter dance?
Oh, you did?
Lovely.
That's cute.
Lovely. Good time. Big shout out to the folks at Parks and Rec for putting that together. For Ariel and Marky, this is Price. We will see you next week.
Peace.